In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named Imran. He was a wealthy landowner who had everything: wealth, power, and status. But despite his prosperity, Imran's heart was cold. He treated his workers, especially the poor farmers, with cruelty and disrespect. They worked long hours in harsh conditions, but their efforts were never acknowledged. Imran believed that his wealth gave him the right to treat others however he wished. Little did he know, the seeds of oppression he had sown would soon bear the bitter fruits of regret. Among the workers was a humble farmer named Ahmed. He had a family to feed and a small piece of land to cultivate, but his earnings barely covered his basic needs. Despite his best efforts, the demands from Imran were always unreasonable. "Work harder, or you'll lose your job," Imran would often threaten. Ahmed felt trapped, as he had no other option but to endure the abuse. The oppression he faced seemed endless, and every day his hopes for a better life grew dimmer. But Ahmed's spirit, although worn, had not yet been broken. One day, Ahmed could no longer bear the mistreatment. Imran had demanded even more from him: longer hours, more work, and less rest. "You are nothing but a tool to me," Imran had said cruelly. That night, Ahmed sat with his wife, tears in his eyes, as he explained how much pain he had endured. "We can't live like this anymore," Ahmed said, the weight of his oppression finally breaking him. His wife, too, was heartbroken. But they knew something had to change. It was time to stand up against the injustice they had been forced to accept for so long. The next day, Ahmed shared his story with other workers in the village. He spoke of the oppression they had suffered at the hands of Imran. The workers, who had once feared speaking up, slowly began to voice their frustrations. They had endured too much for too long. They knew that Imran's cruelty was not just an isolated incident, but a pattern that needed to be stopped. Together, they decided to take action. With courage in their hearts, they vowed to stand united and confront the oppression that had controlled their lives for so long. When Imran heard about the workers' collective stand, he was furious. He had always believed that his power and wealth made him untouchable, and he was not accustomed to being challenged. Imran tried to intimidate them, sending his guards to threaten and scare the workers into silence. But the workers stood firm. They refused to be intimidated any longer. The fear that had once held them back was gone. They knew that no amount of power could justify the cruelty they had faced. They demanded justice and fair treatment, no longer willing to accept the oppression they had endured. Imran's attempts to silence the workers only fueled their resolve. Word of the protest spread to other villages, and soon people from nearby towns came to support Ahmed and the others. What had started as a small act of defiance grew into a movement for justice. The pressure on Imran mounted as the public began to turn against him. His reputation, once pristine, was now tarnished. People saw him not as a powerful landowner, but as an oppressor. The village that had once feared him now demanded his accountability for the years of cruelty. As the protests grew stronger, Imran was forced to face the consequences of his actions. The very people he had oppressed had united against him. In his private moments, Imran was overwhelmed with guilt. He realized that his power, wealth, and status meant nothing if he had no one to trust or respect him. The thought of how he had mistreated those who worked for him filled him with regret. He began to understand that oppression not only harms others, but destroys the oppressor as well. It was too late to undo his past, but he could still change the future. Imran, realizing that he could no longer ignore the harm he had caused, made a decision to change. He approached Ahmed and the other workers, offering a sincere apology. "I have wronged you all," he admitted. "I was blinded by power and wealth, and I mistreated you because I thought I was above you. I am truly sorry." Ahmed and the others, while hesitant at first, saw the sincerity in Imran's eyes. It was clear that he had learned a valuable lesson, that oppression destroys both the oppressed and the oppressor. They agreed to give him a second chance. From that day forward, Imran changed his ways. He worked alongside the farmers, ensuring fair wages and better working conditions. He used his wealth to improve the village, building schools, hospitals, and roads. The workers, who once feared him, now respected him for his change of heart. Imran had learned that true power did not come from cruelty or domination, but from kindness and fairness. The village flourished, and the people worked together in harmony, with no one oppressed. Imran's journey from oppressor to protector became an inspiring story of redemption for all. The village, once a place of oppression, had transformed into a model of justice and equality. Imran's change of heart had not only impacted his life, but had also changed the lives of countless others. He made it his life's work to ensure that no one would ever have to suffer the way he had made others suffer. The lessons he had learned were passed down to the next generation, ensuring that kindness, fairness, and justice would always prevail. The village had found peace, and Imran's legacy would be remembered as a story of redemption and the power of change.